Houseplants have become quite popular these days, and I think the pandemic probably brought a lot of people looking for flowers, looking for plants, but the green plants, the house plants, have become really popular. So from snake plants to fiddle leaf figs to succulents, colder temps and the holidays roll around, these house plants do need special care, and we have got an expert in the house. Audrey Gilbreth with Baker Nursery joins us this morning. So thank you for coming in.
My pleasure.
So it's interesting because we want to talk about greenery,
yes.
you know, and I'm not talking this kind of greenery. We're talking about, you know, holiday greens, and that's what everybody's kind of shopping for.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't want to forget about our house plants.
Mm-hmm.
And those holiday greens are typically outside, so, you know, we need to take care of what's inside too.
Yeah.
And so I think this is perfect opportunity. So first of all, let's just talk about the popularity.
Oh, yes. I mean, it's absolutely boomed over the pandemic, which we are very grateful for. We went from having them indoors to having 2 greenhouses, and we're even expanding into a 3rd. It's a business that wasn't really popular 3 years ago when I started, and they made a new position for it just because everybody needs that sort of green in their life, and it really makes people feel better.
I think so too. I just love all this brightness right here. It's just gorgeous for one. So what are the popular plants these days?
Yes, all of them.
All of them, yeah.
I have a couple here around. My favorite that I'd like to show off is the Christmas cactus. This is a yellow one, a little bit more of a rare one. And then we have quite a few of the standards, the philodendron, dracaena, a peace lily right here. We've all seen these at our grandma's house. And quite a few more that are just more unique ones that we like to carry in the store that you don't necessarily see at your big box stores like Home Depot and Lowe's.
Mm-hmm. So what is this big tall guy?
Yes, that is a Ficus umbellata.
Okay.
Umbrella, kind of like the leaves here. It is related to the fiddle leaf fig in the family, and these grow to be very tall, just tree-like plants.
Okay, I was going to ask. I mean, you can tell it's going to be, you know, it wants to be big. So these are all nicely watered too.
Yes, freshly.
So, okay, now do people just buy this Christmas cactus now? Because it's Christmas?
Yes, they're really only available during this season, but people ask for them all year round. They're beautiful plants, often heritage plants that have lasted for generations. They can live up to 100 years. The oldest one that I have seen is 75 years old in the store. Yes.
Oh, wow.
And they're passed down. I received my grandfather's, and they are just lovely and grow large, and they're flowering this time of year.
Really? Oh, I love that. That's so awesome. And I can tell it looks really pretty, and it's very neat. It's kind of just a unique little flower. So, okay, let's talk about taking care of these because, as you said, it's really important because, I mean, number one, it's drier, it's colder. The sun has, you know, changed. Obviously, we have longer or shorter days. It's darker earlier, all of that.
So in the winter time, you're absolutely right. Because we have less light available, the plants are going to be growing less. They just don't have as much energy. So you don't need to water nearly as much. Actually, overwatering is more of a frequent cause of problems than underwatering.
Really?
Is what I see in the greenhouse.
Okay. So really, even though it's dry in our houses right now, don't overwater.
They don't need the energy. They have less light, so they need less water.
Okay, that makes total sense. And so any other like little tips as far as like, I know that all your, you know, if you go buy plants, of course, the card is going to tell you where to place it if it needs, you know, more sunlight or direct sunlight and so forth. Because you did tell me that about my cute little succulent plant.
Yes, succulents are going to need pretty intense light, especially at this point in the year. A south or a west window is best, just that really nice direct light. And then also, I just advise not to fertilize from November to February. You can kind of start again in March, kind of when greenhouse season starts up. But I like to say that it's like drinking coffee before bed when you fertilize in winter. Like, you have this energy, and who is that going to help? You're not going to be able to use it. So just kind of leave that in the closet.
That's quite the analogy. That's a good one, Audrey.
Yes.
Okay, okay. So any other big tips though for plants? Like what, you know, these, my mother-in-law has these, okay? So, and she has them like draping different ways. Can you actually cut part of that off if it gets too big and replant it?
Yes.
I think people will love that.
Each part of the plant, and we actually have a really interesting piece here. So each part of the plant has what is called a node, where the leaf meets the stem. And you can see here that this one actually wants to grow a completely new plant right about here because it has the part that is producing a new leaf. So each one of these can be its own independent plant.
Oh my goodness, like that's so super cool.
Each one of them.
That's really cool. Okay, and you did talk about mood. And changing, you know, it really, this green, we need this, just this brightness, right?
Yes, we sell a book in our store called Plant Therapy by Dr. Katie Cooper, and it talks about how plants help you in so many different ways. They, just looking at green lowers your stress levels, and then it also gives feelings of self-confidence by being able to take care of something, seeing it prosper and grow these new leaves. It really makes us feel like we are doing something, and plants make people happy overall.
I agree with that.
Yes,
awesome.
especially at this time of year.
Right, and we need that around here. So, okay, workshops. I know we've got a couple workshops coming up. You have, like, one of them. Also, I wanted to mention you have this Facebook group for Fargo Area Houseplant Facebook group. But coming up here, we've got a terrarium workshop.
Yes. All of our workshops are going to be Tuesdays at 6 p.m. We have one about terrariums. We have one the next week for children. And then we also have another one coming up that is our houseplant expert panel that I am very excited for. We've done this one in the past, and we are going to do it again very soon.
That's awesome.
The $10 ticket is actually a coupon that you can use in the store for $10 back. It has to be used that day. But basically, we come in, we talk about plants, and then you'll leave with hopefully a new plant, a new friend.
Audrey, we are out of time. Thank you so very much. Baker, we can go online, find that. Our website's up there. So thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
You bet. All right, don't go anywhere. We're getting an update on the holiday hand up, and still to come, more beautiful holiday fashion here in the studio.